That's why nowadays you still need to go to college to learn what you actually want to learn.
That's kind of inconvenient, though. I wish elementary, middle, and high school were just like a bit of basic knowledge, but then from there, so like we don't need to learn who Augustus whatever was.
A Roman Empire or stuff like that.
We don't need to learn that unless we're gonna become historians. But if you're like, I don't know, a farmer, would you need the history of Roman Empire?
Ayu Patrick dan Maad. Jadi hari ini kita mau bikin podcast.
Yeah.
As you requested. And we'll talk about something that you enjoy so much. Technology.
Oh yes, I do enjoy technology.
Why though? Why do you like technology so much?
I don't know honestly, but like the realization that it can do anything is just super mind-blowing.
So you like all kind of technology?
Yeah. But especially computers.
Especially computer, IT person like Daddy.
Not really like
Really?
transferring information between computers, but like just computers in general. It's pretty cool.
Okay. Have you heard about industrial revolution?
Oh yes, when they made like machines to do jobs that humans would normally do, so people got mad.
You learned that in school?
No, I just learned about it in my spare time.
Yeah, in England, I think it started in England. So back then people did everything manually. Sewing, doing farming, everything in the factories were done by human. But then they started to make new technology, new machines, new everything. And they did the things that humans could do. And people were angry because they thought that these machines would take over their jobs, so they would be jobless.
No wonder the machines taking over the world idea is so, like, it appears everywhere in films,
Really?
books.
Have you heard like any movie?
Yeah, I've heard quite a few, particularly The Matrix and, The Matrix.
But do you agree with the idea that eventually machines technology will take over humans' job?
I don't think that that's gonna happen, but I do think that eventually machines will be pretty, like, even now they're popular, but pretty soon it'll be like part of our day-to-day life.
It already is now.
Yeah. But then it'll just be like everything on the machines. Like the computer will do many things, and I think humanity is gonna be pretty amazed by it.
What I can see is that in Indonesia we do so many things
By hand.
by hands,
And then in other countries, particularly in Asia, Central Asia and maybe Singapore and America, all of a sudden everything is just, most states in America, then everything is just like machines.
Washing car, you remember in Indonesia?
Everyone would have to grab a hose and like a cloth, and that would be their cleaning gear. Meanwhile, in Hungary, we have this like huge machine with little roll thingies and little spouts of water, and it'll activate all of those parts in like a specified order. So pretty convenient for the lazy humans out there.
Yeah, but then those people, like, let's say in Indonesia, because I'm from Indonesia, people who used to wash your car, now they can't do that anymore because they have been replaced by machines.
Just find another job, I guess.
In a way, that's quite true.
Yeah.
Just find another job. But then if they can't,
then operate those machines instead.
they need to work as operators.
Yeah, because like if you can't be the one who does it, because a machine is doing it, then operate the machine instead. Unless the machine is completely automated, in which case you're definitely gonna have to find another job.
To be able to operate that machine, you need to learn, you need to study, you need to go on a course, right?
Yes.
So in that case, I think in a way it's true that machines can replace humans' job, but it doesn't mean that humans will starve to death, because
they can just operate the machines.
Plus, I think it's better if we educate. No, we educate our laborers. Those people who used to do manual labors, if we give them higher education, they will become more, high quality laborers.
So, wait. So, usually it's like humans, but then now it gets split into like two jobs, an operator mentor and the machine operator.
Yeah. In the past, you need 5 people. Let's say in Singapore, I think you needed 5 people to wash a car. To use a machine, you just need 1 person. That means 1 person can become operator. How about the other 4?
Then they could just get a job educating future operators.
That's very good, yeah. When we were living in Singapore, do you remember there were many housemaids from Indonesia? And when we were stopping by in Dubai, in Qatar, then there were lots of cleaners from Indonesia and other places. But if one day somebody, somewhere, you, for example, you invented machine which could do house chores, they could replace these.
Those machines exist already though, Roombas, and nobody's freaking out about it.
Oh.
Their only weakness is a staircase though, because they run on wheels. So you'd need 1 Roomba for every floor.
Do you mean the circular
Yeah, the
thing
circular little thing.
Oh yeah, but
vacuum cleaner.
That's only vacuuming the house, right? But it can't cook, it can't do stuff, it can't brush your
Then
hair.
what about an automated stove? That could be interesting.
Something, yeah. So maybe in the future it will be possible for human being to make something like that, something which replaces housemaid.
Yeah.
But then what do those housemaids do?
Well, unless they make a living out of being a housemaid, then they can just sit back, relax. Or they could operate the machine. Or they could educate operators of the machine. There are still jobs that require human work though. Like, I think game development can't be taken over by a machine. Because there's this process called compiling code where it turns the code you make into another type of code, and then from that it gets turned into zeros and ones. I don't think it's possible to convert the zeros and ones back to that type of code, back to the original code. So like, machines can't create their own software. Humans have to create it for them.
So in a way, there are jobs that can only be done by humans.
Yes. Because we're smart and machines are not. They just follow a bunch of instructions.
That's a good point. Like creative work.
Yeah.
Right? How about actors? There are animation movies.
AI actors will never become a reality.
I think so?
Not really. Like, there isn't... I don't think there's like this infinite catalog of possible movements that would be needed for a movie, because if that was there, then the machines would be able to become actors as well. But since that doesn't exist, then machine actors...
Limited?
No, they won't exist.
They won't exist? You think so?
Unless you make predefined movements for them and record them, then...
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
And probably it will be too expensive for now. It's cheaper to just hire I don't know.
Humans.
Yeah, Jackie Chan, or I don't know, mention an actor, I don't know.
Robots won't be able to replace a job like that. That's for sure.
Oh, okay, so what kind of jobs can be replaced by machine? Can you tell?
Well, I'm saying this based on experience, car washing. Yeah, there's car washing, farming probably.
Oh yeah, farming.
If you're able to have like timers in the machine that run for multiple days or weeks or months, then it would probably work. Because, well, farming is a lot of waiting. Like you have to wait for the plants to grow. There's also...
Can there be AI doctor?
It's a bit risky. Medical jobs shouldn't be taken by robots because unless you have predefined like instructions for every single disease in the world,
Which is complicated.
yeah, and plus there are some conditions or diseases that we don't even know about yet. So for surgery and stuff, stick to humans.
Your
Also,
job.
machine doctors can make a business pretty sketchy. So yeah,
What do you mean?
like since machines can also make mistakes, and that's mostly the fault of the developer.
A bug.
Yeah, or some guy would discover this really critical security exploit, and then they'd be able to attack the machine, which would cause the machine to kill the patient.
Hackers.
Yeah, well, attackers mostly. They're not called hacker men that just type find XYZ file. That's not really how hacking works.
Oh, okay.
You need rather to like be able to form a connection, and then you have to find a security exploit within the code, usually possible. Well, never mind. I don't want to give any attackers out there ideas. Yeah, and then from there, that machine's gonna be history, and so is that business probably.
I see. So there are jobs which can't be replaced by a machine. Yeah, I was thinking like operating machine in a car washing place. I thought it's so expensive to run this machine. You need huge place, and then I don't know, the brush and stuff. I thought it would have been super expensive. But then your dad said, but imagine if you hire 5 people instead of this one machine. Let's say this one machine costs
It's more expensive because humans are living things.
Yes, humans are living thing, and if you have to pay 5 people salary, it costs more than running one machine. Here
Or
at
5
least-
machines.
Or 5 machines. yeah.
Depending on the machine's budget.
Yeah. So I think it is safe to say that there are jobs which can't be replaced by machines.
But for those that can be replaced, it's actually a good improvement. Because unlike humans who have like a really long reaction time, 1/5 of a second, machines can have like really short reaction time. Like as soon as a light flashes green, a machine will notice it faster than a human.
Okay, in other words,
They can produce more items faster. So really, it's actually a good improvement. More customers served.
oh, I see. And in the farm, maybe you can harvest more crops in a shorter time.
Not really. You still have to wait for the plants to grow.
Oh yeah, but
And you also have to adjust the timers.
yeah,
on the
but I
machine.
mean, like you have 1 square kilometers of corn with human picking up one by one.
That would be very long. But
Yes.
meanwhile, machines would have these like long knives, and then they would just plow through the field
Yes.
with those knives out, pulling the corn into the basket behind them.
What should happen to the people again who used
Just-
to pick up corn?
Then just operate those machines
operate.
for those that aren't completely automated.
Okay, they need to go to school.
Yes.
To learn how to operate those machines.
But then instead they learn about the history of Rome, and then they have to go to extra school, aka college, for that.
Oh yeah. Well, I think school itself is just giving the basic knowledge. That's why nowadays you still need to go to college to learn what you actually want to learn.
That's kind of inconvenient, though. I wish elementary, middle, and high school were just like a bit of basic knowledge, but then from there, so like we don't need to learn who Augustus whatever was.
A Roman Empire or stuff like that.
We don't need to learn that unless we're gonna become historians. But if you're like, I don't know, a farmer, would you need the history of Roman Empire?
That is very interesting.
And even better, if you're a farm machine operator, that's even more useless.
I kind of agree. But nowadays, if you want to work in a company, usually in Asia, maybe here not so much, but in Asia, first thing they will ask is, do you have any diploma? Do you have any degree? So below that, they just will say no. Even though you're the smartest kid in the world, they will just say, no, you lack qualification. What they mean by qualification is a
high
piece
school
of paper.
diploma or college. Probably.
High school diploma is not so valuable nowadays, especially in Asia.
Then when I go to high school and get my diploma, I'll rip it apart. No, I'm just kidding. I'll just frame it on the wall because it's precious.
Yeah, and you spend so much time on it. But people who graduate from high school, by default, are not meant to study right away because they only learn the basic knowledge. They still need their specific skills like what they get in college. They can't work unless they want to do manual labor, of course, picking corn and stuff like that. But if you want to work without going to university, usually you avoid high school. Instead, you choose vocational school. Have you heard about vocational schools?
I haven't heard much about them, to be honest.
Yeah, I think you don't know that existed. Vocational school is similar level to high school, but they teach skills, not just knowledge. They don't teach the history of Roman Empire, but they teach you how to become farmers, for example.
Or farm machine operator, as we're talking about.
Or electrician, or to
operate machine.
Yeah, I can't even think, but anyway.
We're trying to come back to the topic, but as much as we try, it's just not working.
But anyway, that's the idea. When you graduate from vocational school, you can work in factories. You can become technician. You can become plumber. You can become things like that. But you can't become a doctor for sure. To be doctor, you need to go to medical school. So yeah, vocational school is useful if you want to do this kind of profession. But if you want to be doctors and scientists, you will have to go to university, and even then it may not be enough. After that, you need to go to master degree.
Why are there so many? And more importantly, why isn't the master's degree the best? Like it's literally
master.
Yet it's not as good as being a doctor.
Yeah, that's true. People will say it's not fair just because of a piece of paper you will get more salary. You know, people who go to vocational school may not earn as much as people who graduate from doctorate. But it kind of makes sense because they spend more time to study.
The paper is just a proof of time spent.
Yes. Yeah, it's like that. So I think maybe in the end, eventually, manual labors will be replaced by machines. Not now, maybe not in 20 years, maybe in long years, but then
probably 50.
we don't know, maybe I won't be here to see it, but then they will also, so our laborers will turn. They will work in different places. They will be more high qualified. They will be machine operators, like you said. So yeah, we just have to increase their education, I think. But thank you for
everyone
joining us.
Thank you everyone. No, thank them. Thank you guys for joining us.
Yes, thank you.
Yes. If you enjoyed this episode, maybe take a look at our reaction videos. Those might be pretty cool. Bye!